Is buying real estate leads worth it? Well, I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the issue and how I came to that conclusion. So let's get started. So the first thing that we have to cover are what are leads. Typically, a lead is going to be a name, a number, and an email. That is what we're going to be discussing today, and that is what we're going to be using for our criteria for leads. Next, we have to discuss what would make it worth it. So in my opinion, it's going to be an ROI. Am I getting a return on my investment? Am I getting a return on my ad spend? Whether it be Google or Facebook or Zillow or Realtor.com or whatever it is that you're using, are you seeing a return? So how you figure this out for yourself is you have to figure out what is your average commission in your area. What is the most likely commission that you are going to make from one of these leads converting into a buyer or a seller? Then we have to cover what are the lead costs. So for Facebook, we're typically going to use around $5 as an average lead cost that covers most of North America. The cool thing about Facebook is we can edit our own ads, we can manage our own ads, we can update them if something isn't working, and we can do that relatively easy. The downside of Facebook is it is interruption marketing. What that means is you are basically interrupting somebody's news feed to show them an ad. So you have to have something that's going to grab their attention, something that's going to be a pattern interrupt, that's going to get them to click and go to the next step. Now with our next one, which would be like a Google or a Bing pay-per-click, let's use like $10 as an average, right? So $10 average. And the cool thing with these is we can also easily update them, easily manage them. But instead of an interruption style marketing, we're providing an answer to something that people are typically looking for. So let's say somebody's Googling homes in Grand Rapids for sale. Well, you can bid on those keywords. You can get that to show at the top. You get them to click, go to your site. You can show them homes in Grand Rapids for sale. Now, if they fill out the information there, they're a higher intent lead, theoretically. Not always, but if you do this right, they're a higher intent lead. So next we have the things like Zillow and Realtor.com. Now, it's tough to get an exact cost on what that's going to be in your location without me knowing your location. So we're just going to use the average of $55 per lead. The downside to Zillow and Realtor.com, things like that, you are competing with other agents. These are not exclusive leads, meaning they sell you the lead, but they sell it to 2 or 3 other people as well. Now, what this does is it makes sure somebody gets out to the client very quickly. Somebody's going to respond quick if you send it to 3, 4, 5 different agents. Downside is they send it to 3, 4, 5 different agents, which means now you're competing. Maybe they'll meet with all of you. Maybe they'll meet with the first one who calls. In my experience, it's typically been the first person to reach out to that person and get in contact ends up working with the lead. Now, the benefit of using a site like this, which I don't typically advocate, but there is a benefit, and that's that these people are in the buying process. They're already on the website and they're interested in a specific home. So now let's look at the average conversion rate. We're not going to say that you're going to do amazing. We're not going to say that you're going to be the worst one out there. We're just going to look at about an average conversion rate of 1% of leads, which means you're going to have to spend 100 times your lead cost in order to achieve a conversion. The question is, will there be any ROI or return on your investment after you've spent 100 times the cost of whatever your lead source is in order to get that one conversion? So using the same metrics, 1% conversion rate, that means if we're going to get one conversion out of Facebook ads, we need to spend $500. Now, if your commission is around the median home price in America, you're going to see about $7,500 on commission before your splits and whatnot with your broker. So you're going to spend $500 to get $7,500. Now let's look at the Google, the Bing, the different PPCs. These, we're going to say they costed around $10 a piece. So with those, we're going to spend $1,000 to get that $7,500 commission. And now finally with Zillow, we're going to spend 100 times $55. So we're going to spend $5,500 in order to get that one conversion for $7,500 before the splits and whatnot with our brokers. Now, if you notice with each one of these methods, as long as you're converting at a 1% conversion rate, you're making an ROI. Is it worth it? Here's what we have to consider. How much time and effort goes into each one of these sources in order to convert all those leads? The other thing, which I haven't mentioned, is that is a 1% conversion, which is the average over about 90 days, okay? 90 days, you close one deal, right? But if we look out 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and you're still working those 100 leads, your conversion rate is going to be a lot higher. Even with the Zillow or the Realtor.com leads at $5,500 for that one transaction, if you get 2 to 3 more transactions out of that over the next 6 to 12 months, the ROI gets a lot better. But hopefully you can see why Facebook and Google PPC, Bing, those offer, while a little bit more work up front, understanding the platform and getting started, a much higher ROI if you're converting at the same rate. Plus, those are exclusive leads you don't have to compete with other agents on. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos like this in the future. With that, in my opinion, it's absolutely worth it to buy leads, as long as you're going to do the work to convert them. Because buying leads does not guarantee you any closings. The effort, the time, and the skills that you learn and put into this are what are going to get you closings. We'll see you on the next one.